Yes, what's good everybody? Super quick shit vid today. A bit of transfer news. Alex Moreno, left back from Real Betis, forward thinking, 27 years old, £35 million release clause. Apparently West Ham were interested in him last year. Don't know much about him. Apparently really good. Again, that's when I saw that, I actually thought with it being a left back, there's maybe half a bit of reality in that, because I do think we'll be on the search for a left back, especially if Alioski goes. So that's worth looking out for. 35 million quid, 27-year-old. If he's the real deal, then, be laughing. I've also been linked with Ivan Toney, that lad from Brentford. But they're talking like 35 million for him. He's 25, but he's scored like 29, 30 goals this season for Brentford. I'm not overly keen on when it's somebody from the lower league, really, and as long as everybody still backs him behind Lord Bamford. But 29 goals, if that, that's a good return, isn't it? Arsenal and West Ham are apparently interested in him as well. Bielsa's in contract talks apparently now, because obviously it will start to up the ante now, because obviously we're coming towards the end of the season. Rads is going to want to know what he's doing. But there's talks of him getting locked down into a 2-year deal. Now, I mean, I'd shit a brick if that was the case, but what you saying on that? I know he only ever signs a 1-year deal. If we could get him locked in for 2 years, it'd just give us that bit of safety with him, knowing that he's into it, getting us into Europe next year. Because I think the plan is Europe next year, even if it's Europa, and then it's just seeing what happens in that third year. Obviously, when you go into Europe, the league becomes more difficult. There's a lot of teams get into Europe, playing Europa, and then they fall off a bit, similar to what we did really back in the day. But that'd be good, wouldn't it? Bielsa locked down for 2 years, that'd be fucking brilliant. But I think, to be fair, I think if we could lock him down for 2 years, it'd give me that little bit of breathing ground where I think not every game might be his last game. It just sort of frees it up. But with how they get rid of managers and how managers just leave and stuff, but I do think Bielsa loves Leeds. I'm waffling. I don't even want to talk about Agbonlahor anymore, but this channel is pub talk and shit talk, so Agbonlahor's pissed bed again. He keeps saying stuff, doesn't he, about, he says something aggressive and then you listen to it and he, backs it off a bit sometimes. So he says he wants Bamford rested, he wants him axed against Liverpool, but then he said because then he'll come back with a flurry of goals towards the end of the season and he needs a rest. Not sure he does. I think I've had a pretty decent rest when you consider he came off after half an hour or whatever it was against City, and then we've had a full week, had a full 9 days for recovery. He had the international break to get over that knock he got, so I don't think there's any need for that. And then just a bit of funny talk. Bamford on his podcast with Leeds United was just on about Cooper, because he went over to Cooper and he was trying to hold him on the pitch for as long as he could, really, draw the red card out for as long as possible. He said so that they could prepare for the free kick, but yeah, I always think it's worth, when you get someone sent off in a scenario like that, to linger about anyway. I think it helps. I just think everybody settles down into it, thinks about what's about to happen, because obviously it gives management a chance to make the change. It just sorts out a lot of stuff, whereas if they just walk straight off, ball's getting whipped in next minute, and then Cooper's man or whatever, suddenly somebody's got to pick him up and all that jazz. But yeah, keep messaging me on Instagram about the Meet A Leeds Fan. I'll do my first one in the next couple of weeks. I'm just really busy at the moment because everything's opening back up. So, but yeah, cheers for tuning in, everybody. I appreciate you all. Keep the comments flying in. You're all legends. Nice one. In a bit, I'll see you tomorrow.
Surprises why